Hey everyone, Kyle once again. And now that I got the worst films out of the way, now doing my top 10 films of 2017. And before I do that, I wanted to give like two honorable mentions that I do like, but that I liked this year. But this one thought I would put on my list, but I had some other good, more good ones I liked. But I still enjoy the film still, regardless. And it's a sequel, and one honorable mention is The Fate of the Furious. That was another sequel I think I liked a bit more. Well, actually, I say I liked a bit more than Furious 7. Um, this is how has some issues with Furious 7, but this some other stuff in Fate of the Furious I liked a bit more. The cast, once again, I do enjoy Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto, Dwayne Johnson as Hobbs. Although the one nitpick I had with Dwayne Johnson's with him was teaching his daughter's cheerleading soccer team. Oh, that though. I like he still got his moments. I like the prison scene with him and Jason Statham, Deckard Shaw. Which Jason Statham was also good. It was good coming back as well. I like the prison scene. It was a good fight scene. And also like Dwayne Johnson, like I said, that pushing the torpedo off on the ice. As for the supporting cast, Kurt Russell I enjoy once again, which one of the things I liked in Furious 7. Um, Helen Mirren has a cameo appearance as Jason Statham and Luke Evans' mother. Because Luke Evans also comes back as Owen Shaw from the sixth one. And I thought it was going to see the two brothers to help in together on the what was on the plane rescue Dominic's baby. And Jason Statham had a lot more to do. It's just like how he's trying to get the bad guys, but also look after the baby and all that. I thought that was a fun scene. Charlize Theron, I thought she was a great villain in the film. She's this high like what Carl said. She's a definition of high tech terrorism. I like how when it was in New York, how she was controlling all these cars and just all these cars coming all at once, and there was some good practical stuff that was in the film which I appreciated. Oh, like in the opening scene when they were stealing this thing of the whole big with a wrecking ball and all that. And I like the finale as well. Although there was thing that like it was funny with Jason Statham, how he killed one of their members in Son Kane, but I guess now all is forgiven. Now him, Caruso, they're now accepted part of Dominic's family and all that with everybody. And but I guess I know it's a nitpick though, but it's just kind of funny. Like, oh, you killed one of our members though, but since you helped us, I guess now it's all forgiven now. And I also like the part where they named the baby after Paul Walker's character Brian. I thought that was a nice touch. So yeah, Fate of the Furious I liked. I thought I earlier this year I liked that was gonna be on my list though, but it's more of course the more of the films than I liked. There was more films I liked, so but yeah, this can be an honorable mention. Um, the last honorable mention is a film that came out on Netflix, and this film got a lot of hate, which I don't get though. It's stars Will Smith and Joel Edgerton, and it's called Bright. I was curious about this one, and I was a little bit anxious because of the director David Ayer. Um, he directed Suicide Squad, and he also directed Sabotage Arnold Schwarzenegger. That sucked a lot. But he directed End of Watch, and this guy also directed Street Kings with Keanu Reeves, which I like. But I was curious about the film. It's like there was like the Los Angeles Police Department. Will Smith's a cop, and Joel Edgerton he's like it was like ogres and stuff, and other different species working together. And I thought Will Smith and Joel Edgerton they played off each other well, and I like the whole thing of mixed with species working together with humans, and I just don't get why the hate he got for it though. I just don't get it. Some people would say it's like one of the worst films of 2017. I don't know. I don't see why. But in Will Smith, I thought it was a really good performance. I thought it was like I liked him in Suicide Squad. He was one of the best things about Suicide Squad. But Joel Edgerton he was good. It was good makeup effects, and Will Smith was really good. I also get what the hate for it was. So, but I'll have to review Bright sometime. But I think I would put that film as underrated. I would say if people read this film are hating the film a lot, though, I would put that as underrated. But I'll review Bright sometime. But yeah, those are the two honorable mentions. I'll say. Now let's just get into my top 10. Number 10 is Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and I thought it was still a fun sequel. I think I liked the first one just a bit more. But you got what was the guy's name? Mm, Taron Egerton, who played come back as Eggsy. Mark Strong as Merlin. Colin Firth as Harry. Which that was one thing I was skeptical of I heard they were gonna make a sequel, and Colin Firth was coming back. I was like, how he's gonna come back when he died, when he got shot by Sam Jackson. But this clarified it up though that um, they're the Kingsmen, since all the Kingsmen have basically been destroyed by Julianne Moore, who's the villain of the movie. Their American cousins organization called the Statesmen. They actually preserved Colin Firth, although he has amnesia, couldn't remember who he was. So, but that clarified it up. It was like it picked up right after when Sam Jackson, after he shot Colin Farrell, uh, Colin Firth. As soon as he left, the Statesmen quickly arrived with the Channing Tatum, who's also one of the Statesmen, and Halle Berry as well. Um, they quickly say they arrived on the scene at the church, and they quickly saved him, and so that clarified the whole thing up. So Colin Firth, I still like. Taron Egerton, who played Eggsy, I still like. Uh, Julianne Moore, I thought she played a good villain. I like her ways things about her villain. Like she's obsessed with like the '50s era. Like she lives in this jungle. Like she has like villains like from like the '50s, like a diner and a bowling alley and movie theater and all that stuff. Like and her henchmen in like in '50s clothing. Like like diners were like people like worked in diners in the '50s will wear, or some of one wearing who was like shooting a rocket launcher. One was like a movie usher. I forget though, but I like those, and I like those little touches. And Elton John, he plays as himself in this film. I thought he was fun to watch. Um, and it was a sad bit where that happened with Mark Strong, but it was a good emotional scene that he was because he said it was on his mind. He does like the self sacrifice and singing country roads. Take me home, country road. It was a sad. It was because I like Mark Strong, and it was sad to see him go. But the action scenes, some of the action scenes I thought were well done, and the whole thing with the Statesman, which the one I plan to do a spin off of the Statesman. Jeff Bridges was like the head of the Statesman. Um, Channing Tatum as who's they have like their agent names are like named after like types of liquors. Like one is I think it was Channing Tatum's name was Tequila. This other guy whose name was Whiskey, which is a turncoat actually. Yeah, if you've seen the film. And Julia Moore, and also I forgot more with Julia Moore. She's like gets one of these her own man and puts into a meat grinder. And she actually makes the burger out of the old person's meat and makes the person eat it. Sorry, but as I was saying, the Keys from the Golden Circle. I still have fun with this. I still have fun with it. Curious to check out another one because they want to plan to do a trilogy and then a spin-off of the Statesman. But um well, I have to get the DVD and I still haven't got the DVD. That's why I don't have it. But I'll review it sometime later. But I still had some fun bits with this. I still had some fun with the sequel, like some of the things I said. So yeah, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. That's number 10. And now moving on to the next one. Next one. Number 9 is, but the previous one had Halle Berry in it. But this one in the starring role, and that is Kidnap. Now this one I really enjoyed her in the film. I thought that was one of her best performances. And this one did also got didn't get the likes from some people, which I don't get either. The story is very simple. It's definitely fast paced. You know, just the whole thing when her son gets taken, she's a mom that goes after them. Can't get more simple enough of a story of that. Um, she's nothing to do with what a mother has to do when her son gets taken, and she won't stop until she gets her son back. And I don't know why it still gets hated on a little bit because why? Because it's a cliched film and whatever cliches fine, but I thought it was a fun thriller film, and it's just something it's just one of those films that just had that certain charm about it, and Halle Berry was great in it. She definitely had charisma and definitely a personality. I don't get what her performance was. If people say her performance was not great, I don't see how. But I'm just this first when Bright was getting hated on when it was released in this film. But Halle Berry is just she was the shining star that she was just the shining star of the film. It was fast paced and it was like from getting her from A to B to for her to find her son where her son is and all the stuff she has to going through and it can't too simple enough as it is. And that's another one I don't have the DVD of though, but I don't like this one. I won't get to full details because I really want to review that one as well. Well, ones that I haven't reviewed, I haven't said. Well, I want to review because I don't want to give too much away when I usually do a full review that I usually do. But if I reviewed it and when I got my I already doing this list, then I already explained why I like the film. But when I get full details, do it when I review the film. But Kidnap, it was an enjoyable film, and I don't get the hate that it got. I thought Halle Berry did a great job and was fast and was simple enough, to the point, and also the one thing I had was a good time seeing in the theater because I was like, well, it was during a weekday and I don't think it was like there was like only a few people who saw it. I was one of them, and there was like two other people. Yeah, it shows how much people care about the film, but I do. So that's one of the films that was worth seeing in the for a theater because at the time there was like the release of The Dark Tower, and then there was other films, and I really picked this over. I picked any films that at the time was released over those other ones. The Kidnap, I give it 2 thumbs up, and when I review the film, I'll explain more full details on this one though, but definitely worth a watch. So that's number 9. Now then on to the next one. Now on to number 8, and that is an enjoyable action film that I really like, and I was curious to check out, and I was definitely surprised, and I really enjoyed it, and that is Baby Driver. Directed by Edgar Wright. I think when I did when I did a video when I got this DVD, I also say it again. I think this is the best film that Edgar Wright has did since Shaun of the Dead. I like Hot Fuzz. My interest of the World's End has been dwindling down since the time it was released. This is definitely the guy's best film since Shaun of the Dead, and definitely a lot better than Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. That film sucked. Definitely a lot better than Scott Pilgrim. Um, the lead guy who plays Baby Driver, I did like him. First I was a little bit skeptical how when I saw the trailer, but no. The guy who plays the lead, I thought he did a really good job. The cast was good. Kevin Spacey, I know. I know. There was the bit with the whole scandal thing though, with all that with Kevin Spacey and all that. Whether I'm not getting because I don't talk about a lot of stuff though outside of what I do here. But I think Kevin Spacey. I thought he did a good job in this film. He was fun to watch. As for the rest of the cast, John Hamm with him right there, and Jamie Foxx, same as well, and John Bernthal, who's currently playing the Punisher in the Netflix show. He was there as well. I like the action scene. I like the action. It was fun. Time was a bit funny. Um, the whole idea, the Baby Driver, that he always the getaway, but always listens to his music and all that, and the film performed very well at the box office, made over 100 million domestically and over 200 million worldwide. So the film was a surprise, a surprise hit, and it won a lot of praise for critics, high rating on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So it was definitely fun to watch. This is another one I saw back in the theater because I saw a lot during the summer, and a lot of films for during the summer was not great. There was a few, but this was definitely one of them. And all the praises got here, like start to finish, sensation. Um, this one, Empire, given it 5 stars. Chicago Times. Richard Roper, who at times worked with Roger Ebert, called it one of the most entertaining thrill rides of this year, this decade, this century. Well, I'll play one of the most entertaining of the year, but not decade or century. I think that's a little bit much. And this one from Variety calls it a blast. But I had fun with the film. The cast was great, and I liked the action, and wherever the humor was, I thought it was funny. It was good. And well directed by Edgar Wright. I thought he did a great job. It was definitely his favorite since Shaun of the Dead. Although I would still pick Shaun of the Dead over because that's when I grew up watching the most of. So I'll still pick Shaun of the Dead over, but it's definitely the closest to Shaun of the Dead, I will say. But yeah, it definitely deserves to do well. Baby Driver. I definitely had fun with the film. I'll give this another review sometime. So, Baby Driver, definitely a thumbs up. Now this one I have reviewed not that long ago, and this one's definitely another fun action film with a lot of good comedy in it to it. The Hitman's Bodyguard, number 7. Wait, number 7. Yeah, number 7. Um, the Hitman's Bodyguard. It was such a lot of fun. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson, they would just work so well together. You can check out my review of it. but explain more why. But they just work so well together. They were so much fun together. The chemistry was just it was just I was just it made me kept on smiling because Ryan Reynolds has to protect Samuel Jackson, and it was definitely worth the R rating. And was surprised with the director Patrick Hughes. He directed Expendables 3, and then I get this film. It was the complete opposite of what this guy did for Expendables 3. It was definitely worth the R rating because especially all the f bombs between each other, especially Samuel Jackson. Tick tick tock, motherfucker, or what is it? Oh, I'll bust a cap in your ass. Whatever happened to please, motherfucker. And Ryan Reynolds, he was fun to watch as well. I kind of felt he was kind of sort of like doing his little impression of Deadpool. Well, the one part I thought he was doing his impression of Deadpool when he was explaining to this guy about he was talking to, and he's like, "I was up here." Then when Sam Jackson's getting chased by the bad guys, he goes, "God damn it!" I thought that was some. I swore that was like a Deadpool impression. To me, though. Selma Hayek was nice to see her in this. She was also very fun to watch as well. I didn't expect that much come out from her, but she was very funny in the film. Gary Oldman was fun. Was cool to see him as well. He wasn't. I said before, he was not in it that much, but when he's there, it was cool to see him. I like was at the end when he was just running from Sam Jackson and when he was talking to him, and he's like, "You kill me, you'll just remain who you are," and you know, and just Samuel Jackson's just laughing at him. He's like, "You should not have shot my bodyguard," and just kicks him off the building. Um, the action, the action, like I said, I enjoy, like especially when Samuel Jackson's on the boat in the river and he's being chased by the bad guys, and Ryan Reynolds is on the motorcycle, and it was definitely a fun chase scene, and like some more of the comedy. It was just how these two were just hating each other on the way to the core where Samuel Jackson has to present the evidence against Gary Oldman. So bad guys had to stop them, and like when they're stopping out when they're on the road and they get picked up, like Ryan Reynolds is like, fuck you on the horse that you rode in on, and he's just said a bunch of nuns, and then Samuel Jackson's being all friendly to them, like he's singing along with the nuns, and Ryan Reynolds is sitting there, all miserable, and Samuel Jackson's singing with the nuns, and oh man, I just had a lot of fun with it. This one I was definitely looking forward to when I saw the trailer, and I liked how I'm putting what I'm doing. I'm showing what's the next film I'm showing the poster of. I'm gonna use the poster that they parried off because it's called the Hitman's Bodyguard, and they parry that the Bodyguard with Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston. They use that poster and they parried it like when I'm gonna use that poster when you were saying this is the next film that I enjoy from this year, and and like when I first saw the trailer, the teaser, they used Whitney Houston's song because of from the Bodyguard. I like the usage of that. That was a cool thing to do, and this definitely made me smile. I just had a lot of fun with the Hitman's Bodyguard. Jesus Christ, really? What happened to the seatbelt rule? Or Ryan Reynolds is fighting in this kitchen in the hardware store, and Sam Jackson he's driving, and there were more bad guys. And oh man, it was just that's what probably why the film did well. People want to see the fun chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson. It was a good tag team up. So yeah, I enjoyed the Hitman's Bodyguard. It's definitely deserved to be on my list of this year. It was definitely a fun film to watch. I definitely give it definitely a thumbs up, and I give kudos to Patrick Hughes because how he did this totally opposite from Expendables 3. It's night and day. Why did he? Why So number 6 is Thor Ragnarok, and I thought this was I enjoy this more. It was a step up from Thor: The Dark World. That was like one of the very few Marvel Cinematic Universe films I thought sucked, but this one was definitely a step up. And the whole cast was good. Chris Hemsworth once again as Thor, Mark Ruffalo as the Bruce Banner, the Hulk, um, Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Um, it was definitely visually good looking film, very colorful, and the director pronounce his name though. He's now he's an actor. Not only is a director, he's also an actor. Which he was in Green Lantern. He played Ryan Reynolds' buddy, and he also acted in this as well, which I thought he did a good job. He was the character. He was the Rock character Korg, the Rock creature who was like who was like nice and his all that, and had this thing with this other piercing buddy I think he had in the film. I think he did a good job as well. Not only did he did a good job directing, but also good acting wise as the rock creature. Anthony Hopkins in his role as Odin. That's Sam Anthony Hopkins in there, because he by the time guys in the film, when he dies, it unleashes Hela. Which another thing in the comics that in the comics Hela was Loki's daughter in Hell, but this film they changed it from being Hela was also a child of Odin. So yeah, that's does not change the comics, but it didn't bother me though. And Kate Blanchett, I thought she did a good job as Hela. Really really well done as Hela. And Carl Urban, I enjoy who I enjoy as an actor. I was cool to see him in this as he was Scourge the Executioner. It was fun to see him, and who else? Benedict Cumberbatch as once has his appearance in Doctor Strange. Well, he was like it was in the end credit of during the Doctor Strange film where Thor was visiting Doctor Strange. That scene is in this. It was cool to see him in this. It was like how Doctor Strange was having fun with with Thor with his magic, and like also it cuts to one scene to another, and all of a sudden Chris Hemsworth's falling down the stairs. And it's like when he makes Loki appear, it's like I was falling for 30 minutes. So it was fun to see. It was fun to see Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch once again did good as Doctor Strange for his cameo appearance. Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. I thought. So people still say like, he's just being himself. Jeff Goldblum is being Jeff Goldblum. I still thought he was still fun as the Grandmaster. for the stuff that he had. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. I thought she did fine. She was not that bad at all. I thought she did perfectly fine. And I enjoy the visuals. It was visually good looking, and I enjoy a lot of the humor. And I was like when Thor was talking with Hulk, and also when Hulk is back to being Bruce Banner as well. It was fun to watch, and the rise and fall of Asgard, which say it's not home, but it's the people, and Surtur, the fire demon, destroy Asgard, and which is actually enough. Surtur is voiced by Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs himself. I thought that was cool. That was cool to see that Clancy Brown voice Surtur. And even you even have cameo appearances from Matt Damon and Sam Neill, and also Chris's other brother, Luke, I think, because there was a scene where Loki disguised as Odin. They were doing a play like the scene from Thor: The Dark World. We know when Loki supposedly died in battle. They're doing a play on that scene, and there was Chris Hemsworth other brother Luke was playing Thor in the scene, and Matt Damon is playing Loki in that play, and Sam Neill is playing Odin. It was cool. It was fun. It was cool to see Matt Damon and Sam Neill, especially. It's like those two were I would not see in the Marvel film, in the Marvel universe. But yeah, there they are. Sam Neill's playing Odin, and Matt Damon's playing Loki. I thought those cool cameo appearances as well during the mid credits when Thor and Loki were talking, and this big ship arrives. I'm guessing you're guessing it's Thanos' ship. So yeah, but the Thor the Ragnarok, I enjoyed. It was definitely I enjoyed a lot better than the Dark World, and uh, like I said, and this is a long film. I thought it was like over a 2 hour film. It was it didn't it was long. I would still say that. It was like I thought it was actually I thought it was actually a lot longer than it. No, I was still saying it was like maybe 2.5 hours or maybe less though. I was saying it was like on the same running time as The Last Jedi, which this is a lot better than Last Jedi. Or any of these films that I've enjoyed this year, any of these films I like better than The Last Jedi. Or of course, like I said, the same thing. Any of these films I like better than any of the worst films I've seen. But I'm saying though, but yeah, I enjoy Thor Ragnarok, and and also I noticed down there, but in the corner over here, I got a poster of Thor Ragnarok. I would like to hang that up over here to film this blank space right here. So yeah, I want to hang up that poster. So because I like the poster, it shows how colorful the film is visually. So I like the poster a bit. So yeah, I think I'll have to get a frame for that, and this will be the next one I'll hang up right here. So, but I really enjoy Thor Ragnarok. I definitely people think it was more of a straight up comedy than more of the Thor action and stuff like that. But I liked it. I still thought that the humor was good still, and it's another good once again it's another good installment of the Marvel universe and all that. So, and if it's by far surpassed it of all the Thor films, more money and critical wise. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok. I still enjoy the film. Cast, visuals. I thought the pacing was like it was long though, but I felt it didn't need to be that long though. But still, it was fine. And cast, I say cast. Um, humor, visuals. I just repeat myself, but I'll explain more when I get my review it though. So, the Thor. Next, another one I also enjoyed, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I've already reviewed. I had fun. I still had fun with the film. Like Kingsman: The Golden Circle, I think I just like this a bit below the first one, just a bit more, like a fraction of it though. But still, I had fun with the film. Think why I think of the first film I liked a bit more because in this film, it was some of the humor that I didn't think was funny, but there were still some that I did like. But there was a couple of things that I thought the humor was a step down from. Like some of the like what Rocket explaining about, because we explained up here when they're flying the ship, trying to escape from the Sovereign Fleet. When you find next time you sleep, you find something squished in your pillow, and I'm like, because I put a turd in there. Yeah, talking about turds, and they're saying, oh, because Drax got very very large turds. I didn't need that. That's one humor I did not need to hear. But also when they're explaining when they arrive with Ego on his planet and how like Drax says, did you make a penis? And explaining about that, it's like, yes, Drax, I have a penis and all that, and that's another humor I didn't care for. Another one when Yondu and Rocket were head to the Eagle Planet, they're going too many jumps, and you see their faces are disoriented over away because they're going through many jumps. I know it's meant to be funny though, but I didn't think it was not that funny. So yeah, some of the humor I thought was a bit of a little bit step down than the first film, but there's still stuff I thought was pretty funny still. On some other things. Um, but I thought the returning cast still did a good job. The returning cast like Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Karen Gillan as Nebula, and Michael Rooker as Yondu. This is the same cast from the first film. Um, Groot, Baby Groot. I thought he was very cute. Vin Diesel. Then I think they did something with his voice. How they tuned it up to make it more screechy or squeaky, And Vin Diesel still did good. Vin Diesel did good once again as Groot though. But when he's Baby Groot, he's cute. He has some funny stuff. Like with Baby Groot, has some funny stuff with Baby Groot. And it was also cool to see Sylvester Stallone in the film. He was only in it for one bit with Michael Rooker, which was cool to see because of they were together in Cliffhanger, which I thought was cool to see when they shared a scene together. Although at this point I would like to see Stallone with Kurt Russell, for Tango and Cash, but I'll go with Cliffhanger. Michael Rooker and Stallone together. I'm still cool with that. But Stallone, for his role he was at that one, and they appeared at the end of the film, and one of the mid credits. It was, I thought Stallone was still good. Which, while I want to see a spin-off with him and his team when they get together at the end of the movie, I want to see that, which they do talk that they want to do a spin-off with Stallone and his team, which I'll be curious to see. More Stallone in Marvel, I'll love to see that. Kurt Russell as Ego the Living Planet, I thought he did people I'm sure already know by now, but Kurt Russell, I thought he was fantastic, excellent to me because I love Kurt Russell. And when it was revealed that he was the villain, he still did a really great job as Ego the Living Planet. Just how he just pulled the wool out of everybody's eyes and explained that's how he wants to expand, the expansion. He wants to, like I said, just to grow and spread, covering all that exists until everything is me. Just the way he said that, and you get a little bit of that eerie score by Tyler Bates, who did the score. Just the way he said that, just the quote and all that, just shows how he was how he's an evil guy now. Just how everything is me. I love that line. Kurt Russell did just an excellent job, and when I enjoy the soundtrack as well. Like when Fleetwood Mac, The Chain, and I forget what the song that was playing in the open when they were fighting the space beast from on the opening of the movie. I like that song as well. Then there was the song, I think it was by George Harrison from the Beatles. He sang his own song. Hallelujah. Or Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights. When Rocky was fighting the Ravengers on his own. Southern Nights. Have you ever seen a Southern? I like that song. Once again was very good as well. I like the songs in them, and the fights. Visually good looking, this is, like I said, on my worst list with Justice League. With Thor Ragnarok and then this film, colorful. Well, in Justice League, it's bland and boring and dull and washed out colors. Here, like when they arrive at Ego's planet, when they're all looking, visually good looking. It's very colorful. Like when Drax touches one of the bubbles, multicolored bubbles, visually good looking. This is what. I know DC is supposed to be more dark and gritty, but add a bit of light tone to it, just for visuals though. With Thor Ragnarok and the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's just they make it very colorful and it looks like a comic book film. And although I say for the most of the movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy are split though, because Rocket's with Yondu and with Baby Groot, and the others with Ego. Yeah, I get that though, but it didn't bother me too much. And with Michael Rooker, when he played as Yondu, he got the most badass scene in the film when he gets his arrow, when his flying arrow, when his new fin, just when it whistles, just killing all the Ravagers on the ship with what was the other song that I thought I liked that was playing when he was doing the scene, like when he's walk on the walkway and he's killing all the Ravagers. They're all falling down in slow mo, and they're walking, and even Baby Groot got this little with that one guy that was like taunting Baby Groot, just throws him off. It was Michael Rooker. He had the most badass scene in the film, and it sucks that he did the self-sacrifice when he, like with Mark Strong and Kingsman: The Secret Service. But I liked Michael Rooker, and it was too bad that he did this. That he did that, but he said that that um with Peter Star-Lord that proud to raise him as a son and all that, and how with Chris Pratt when he lost one father, which was his real father, but then his other father that raised him when he abducted him. But he admitted that Michael Rooker was his father, and it was just sad when they did the Ravager funeral. But regardless of Michael Rooker, I enjoyed Michael Rooker. It was good though, but badass scene in the film was the flying arrow. But it was sucked to see him go as well. And was it visually good looking, and I just enjoyed the cast did a good job, and I had fun with the film. And the girl who played Mantis also, she was not that bad though, but I can see that just how the way with the character, well, it was the way the character is though. But I don't think the girl who played Mantis was not that terrible. Um, but and also the side of with Nebula and her and Gamora, while those rekindle their relationship with as sisters. And on that side note, but it was fun to watch, and I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and which James Gunn plan to do a third one in 2020, I think. But I had fun with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so this is number 5. I definitely give it a thumbs up for me. And I enjoyed the cast, the visuals. Kurt Russell was phenomenal villain. Best villain I've seen. James Spader as Ultron, which is kind of funny because Kurt Russell, James Spader, Stargate, and they both played good Marvel villains. One is Ultron, one is Ego the Living Planet. And it was also cool to see in the comics, a planet with a face that's Ego the Living Planet. It was cool to see that face on the planet, because that's what Ego the Living Planet is. He's a living planet. So, I think what my brother said, that's like the most expensive piece of visual effects they did, I think. The budget's definitely on the screen, so I don't really get why I don't really get into it though, but I already said before, Justice League for a much bigger budget than these two films of Ragnarok and Guardians. Those two films are much more had usage of much better visuals and much more colorful stuff to it. But that's the difference between Marvel and DC. Marvel's more colorful, and DC's supposed to be more dark and stuff though. But the visuals in Justice League was just very bland. But that's just me though. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I still had fun with though. Yeah, I said the humor was a bit of a step down though, but I still had fun with the film. Didn't kill the film for. Number 4, Kong Skull Island. Definitely another one that I had a fun time watching. This director, I thought he did a really good job with this film. Jordan Vaughn Roberts, mispronounced the name, but I thought he did a good job directing this film. Now, in the universe of the monster universe, with the Godzilla 2014, I was disappointed in. but this I definitely had fun with. And now they're building all this up for the next one first. After Godzilla King of the Monsters, then Godzilla versus King Kong. But the cast, Tom Hiddleston played Loki. I thought I thought he could have done more stuff to do though, but still I thought he did good. Brie Larson, who was going to be Captain Marvel, the upcoming one next, she was fine as well. I enjoy Samuel Jackson. John C. Reilly, who I thought he was a very likable guy. He was the guy who gets years before he was in World War II. He got stuck on the island for numerous years until he was rescued. I thought his character was likable. Felt sorry for him also. But John C. Reilly, I thought he did a good job as well. Johnny Goodman, nice to see him in there. This is too bad he got eaten by the skull crawlers when he was taking pictures. Like, shit. I thought it was the visuals on Kong was good as also as the skull crawlers as well. That's some news of the song was like the one when they were flying towards the island, and he had what was it? It was Ozzy Osbourne. It was Ozzy Osbourne playing. What was that? Down, 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 down. I forgot what the song was. I knew it was Ozzy Osbourne singing. I forgot that song name though. When they're flying to the island, and it was kind of fun. It was kind of also I got a chuckle from Sam Jackson when he said, "Hold on to your butts," reference to Jurassic Park. I got a chuckle out of that. And some of the creatures, when I first saw it in the theater, when they're walking through the forest, with Sam Jackson and John Goodman, right, and one soldier stopped, then all of a sudden, bang! There was this giant, this giant spider legs just goes right through a guy's mouth. I was like, oh, that was a fun scene, and Kong when King Kong when he just destroys all the helicopters, literally goes ape shit, pun intended. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun with Kong Skull, and I reviewed this at the time when this film came out, so I definitely enjoyed Kong Skull and was very fun. And when they're going to hold the big graveyard of bones of Kong's parents, the whole thing with Kong fighting the bigger skull crawler, and Sam Jackson, he was determined to destroy King Kong. I'm trying to prove that man is king. Of course, when he was with the detonator, it's like, die, mother, gets crushed by Kong. And of course, I did smile at the end credits when Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson are being showed the slides of cave drawings. You get Godzilla, you got Mothra, Rodan, and then King Ghidorah, and all fighting, and then you hear Godzilla's roar. That did bring a smile to my face, because Godzilla, but I look forward. Like I said, Godzilla 2014 disappointed though, but since I like Kong Skull and I'll give King of the Monsters another chance. Oh, another chance, but I'll give it a chance when it comes out in 2019. Michael Dougherty's directing it, which Trick or Treat and Krampus. I'm sure. Hopefully we'll see some practical stuff, because the guy does practical stuff like he did in the 2 films, though. But hopefully, I just hope that film doesn't disappoint, because you're bringing in Mothra, you're bringing in Rodan, you're bringing King Ghidorah in, which, of course, people, it doesn't matter what characters are in, as long as the film's good. I know, but it's something that I grew up with, watching the old Godzilla films, King Ghidorah, and you got Rodan, Gigan, Hedorah, Son of Godzilla. This is something that I wanted to see, though, but I just hope it doesn't disappoint, though. But I'll have to review on the Godzilla 2014 film, but I had fun with Kong Skull Island. Definitely a fun time. And I was also speaking of this, like, it was good. It was fun to hear "Bad Moon Rising" by Creedence Clearwater when they were putting together the boat that John C. Reilly's character had from his plane, all that. I see the bad moon rising. That was a really good song. I definitely enjoy that song, so it was fun to hear that. So yeah, I definitely get Kong Skull another thumbs up as well. So that's number 4. Number 3, best horror film of the year, which a lot of people would say, and that is Get Out, which I have reviewed. I really enjoyed Get Out. I was surprised by it, and Jordan Peele of Key and Peele, for the first time he directed a horror film, he did a really great job with the film. David Kaluuya, I'm mispronouncing his name, as the character of Chris. I thought he did a really good job, and Allison Williams, who plays his girlfriend, I thought she did a good job. Also, especially when I know towards the end of the film, when the twist comes, which I expected it, so I was surprised. I was kind of suspecting something was gonna happen, but when these two were together, I thought I bought their, they were in love with each other and all that, and until the reveal that they were, the whole idea with her and her parents, they were kidnapping people, doing like brain transferring, because one wants Stephen Root has an appearance because his character is blind, and he wants to transfer into his body, because he wants him for his eyes. And the whole thing of like this scene when the whole hypnosis and the idea of him sinking down, what was called the sinking place, and you see him reach for it as the picture of his side is going farther and farther away. I like the whole idea of the sinking place. The guy who plays Chris's buddy, what was his name? I think it was his character. I think the character's name was Rod. I think. I thought he was. Yeah, he was the comic relief though, but in the sense that he was trying to help to find his friend, and I like that the guy was not stupid when he puts two and two together. That something was wrong when he tries to call when when his girlfriend answers the phone, and he's like, oh, hold on, you lying bitch, I knew you were lying, all that. So I knew the guy he's a comic relief though. He says some funny stuff though, but which I thought was funny though throughout the movie though, but he tries to help when he shows up at the end, which it was a different ending, but I'm glad they went. I'm glad they changed the ending to this, the ending that I like when he shows up, and it's like, I'm TS motherfucking A. Consider situation handled. But I like the whole premise. I enjoy the film. I enjoy the premise of the film. I was trying to say, because yeah, the whole thing of, well, because girl who was white, and his black boyfriend, and she goes to see her white family and all that, and even Bradley Whitford acknowledges, because they also have two people here that are working that are also black, and he's like acknowledges, like, I get it, yeah, white family, black workers and all that. But I like the whole film that plays off of that, and I thought it was a cool premise with it, and it was the film was a huge hit. It got critical praise, like a 99% Rotten Tomatoes, and I really enjoyed the film. I had lots of fun with the film. It was just one of the films that Yeah, there was commits a comedy to it though, but it's in the horror genre, so I'll say it's definitely the best horror film of definitely the best horror film of 2017. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with it. Like Harris says, we're here our best reviewed film of movie of 2017. Well, as of April 1st, so right there though. But Get Out is definitely one of the best ones though of 2017. A lot of people would say. And I reviewed Get Out. You check out a review of that. So I enjoy Get Out. I definitely give this a thumbs up and had fun with Get Out. So yeah, that's number 3. Now this one, no, number 2. This one I was really looking forward to, because the first one is a classic. The first one was definitely a classic, and then this one came out I was looking forward to, and that is Blade Runner 2049. Um, One thing that I'm still mad about, because this film bombed. This film, on a budget of 150 million, domestically made about 90 some million, 91 or 90, around there, and worldwide it made about 258 million. When it's about on a budget of 150 million. That's not good numbers. I'm really mad this film bombed. Yeah, I know, because the first film, it wasn't that big of a hit when it came out in 1982. I get that though, but it went on to become a classic. This film though, Ryan Gosling, I thought he did a really good job as the lead, and Harrison Ford. It was great to see him as Deckard. At least then screw up this character like Harrison Ford's character in The Force Awakens, like with what they did with Han Solo. I like that what they did with his character and the whole thing with his daughter and all that, and I really enjoyed that. And I know film Harrison Ford wasn't that in that great deal, but it was a pleasure to see him and once again prizing his character from the film. Edward James almost has an appearance also as well. It was cool to see him as well. Um, Visually, I really enjoy the visuals of this film. Like on the same level with how the visuals were in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Thor Ragnarok. Definitely visually stunning looking. And I bought all this is in the same world as the first film. Yeah, even though it's a sequel to Blade Runner though, but I still bought that it was in the same world as Blade Runner as it was in the first film. Jared Leto, it's a nitpick though, but I just wish he would have got a better thing that coming to him, so to speak. But it was nice to see Jared Leto. I thought he did a better performance here as the Joker in Suicide Squad. But because Jared Leto, because he's a good actor though. But I like his performance here than and as the Joker in Suicide Squad. I mean, I know he won his Oscar for in the Dallas Buyers Club with Matthew McConaughey. He shows he's a good actor. I like Dallas Buyers Club, and I like Jared Leto in this. I just wish more that he could the guy him could have got more what's coming to him, so to speak. But still, I like Jared Leto. Dave Bautista also has an appearance as well. It was nice to see him in there as well. Um, it's just like was just visually good looking. Yeah, some people would complain, and maybe that's some of the reason why the film bombed, because it was a very long movie, almost a 3-hour film. I didn't think it was that boring at all to me though. It was, yeah, I guess I understand the long part though. It was almost a 3-hour film. I understand that though, but it didn't felt that long to me though. I just didn't think so. But I'll get to that when I review more of the films. This being I have to get the DVD because I really enjoyed the film. But when I review the film, I'll give more full details. But just Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, visually good looking. To me, it wasn't that slow. Yeah, it was. Yeah, like how the first film was like a bit slow build up. Like same here though. I get that though, but it wasn't that boring at all to me. yeah, I can. Along with I have fun with the film. I can let the whole almost 3 hour long length of the film slide. So, but and I'm just mad this film bombed. Yeah, I forgot to mention one of the list film. I forgot to mention it when I listed the films of box office bombs of 2017. I forgot to mention it, but that's why I put a little note at the bottom of my video saying I forgot to mention this film bombed and didn't deserve it. This film didn't deserve to bomb. I really love Blade Runner 2049. I would gladly pick this up when it comes out. Definitely. Next to my 3 disc set of Blade Runner, including with the director's cut. Because the first Blade Runner is a classic. Why? Because this film bombed? Because the first one wasn't that huge a hit when it came out? Come on. But it was such a great time to see, and I'm just mad this film bombed and it didn't deserve it. But I love Blade Runner 2049. My dad, he's a fan of the first film. He hasn't seen it. When I get the DVD of Blade Runner 2049, I'm gonna get it and we're gonna watch it, sit down and watch it, get together. Because my father, he really enjoys Blade Runner, so I'm sure I hopefully he will like this one. So, but yeah, but that's number 2, Blade Runner 2049. This one definitely deserves 2 thumbs up for me. I really love this film. And now stay tuned for the next one for number 1 in 1 second. And the number 1, the most badass film of this year for me. I just love this film. It was definitely one of the most kick-ass action films I've seen. That is John Wick Chapter 2. Keanu Reeves, such a badass in this film. Such a badass. My brother, he didn't watch this in the theater with me though, but no, actually wait, no, no, sorry, no, that was my mistake. My brother, he did see this with me in the theater, and he enjoyed the film. He didn't see the first film because he didn't see the first film because he heard that he didn't care for it because Keanu Reeves wanted to rampage because they killed his puppy. He thought that part of the plot of the first one was stupid. I mean, this is my brother. My brother, come on. Well, even though my mother, she loves dogs, so she didn't like that part because she didn't like to see, especially with it was a freaking puppy. She didn't like to see that get killed. But that's part of the story though, because that was the last gift from Keanu Reeves' wife before she died. Well, after she did die though, but it was the last gift from his wife that he loved, and you see this whole thing. That's the whole thing though. It's just I'm not getting into it, but I love the first John Wick film. This was a very kick-ass. I just love John Wick 2. So much more of a body count. So many headshots. I kept losing track of how many headshots he kept shooting. Oh man! And the opening, Pierre Stormare as a little cameo appearance as the lead bad guy, which I know that to play the lead bad guy in the first film, he passed away, sadly though. But Pierre Stormare plays the brother of the lead villain in the first film, so it was nice to see Pierre Stormare because they were also him with the Keanu Reeves together in Constantine. Pierre Stormare, he played the devil, so it was nice to see him together in a short thing. Hey, Constantine, because he went back to retrieve his car that was stolen from him in the first film. Common, I thought him and Keanu Reeves that were just great fights together. Just especially when they were fighting together and they rolled down a hurdle like a flight of stairs, and they just kept on fighting and then fall down the stairs some more, and just they kept on going at it, and somebody in Keanu Reeves just like shooting left and right, headshot. Man, this is what I loved about this film. This is why I'm just so excited still because such a Keanu Reeves, for a guy who's in his 50s, he still is badass and mobile and just always moving, and he's such a badass and just I'm just so Keanu Reeves. He's an underrated. Over the years, Keanu Reeves has got a lot of crap over the years. I don't get it. But if you watch him in this film and the first film, I'm sure some people would change their tune, but still. But I enjoy the Matrix films. I love Speed, the Bill and Ted films, from Keanu Reeves, and love him in Constantine. He's an underrated actor. I don't know what. Oh, I don't know what's that. Over the years, people they give him crap though, but I'm sure people will change their tune when they see him in this film. Just the fights, the fun shootings, and this fight with Common, and of course the like when towards the end of the film when there was the I almost put bounty on him when there's like certain assassins that are some assassins were going to trying to take him out, and the story that was told about him before he killed people with a pencil. You definitely get to see that when he just takes a pencil, drives one into the guy's neck, and then takes one, drives into the guy's ear. Man. So I got eerie when he just drove into the guy's ear. I got a little, cringe-inducing right there. Lawrence Fishburne, cool to see him reunite with Keanu Reeves from the Matrix films. Cool to see Lawrence Fishburne. John Leguizamo has a cameo appearance from the first film. He's only at the beginning. He shows up at the end. And I love the way how it ends. How now he's him and his dog, which the dog he got at the end of the first film. Now they're just going to be on the run because of what he did at the Continental. And now he's on the run from everybody. And I love how it's basically virtually everybody is an assassin. They all hear about the bounty. They all look at their phones. They all look at the bounty on John Wick, and everyone's going to be going out for him. So basically, I just love. It's basically John Wick takes on the world, basically, because everybody's basically an assassin. I look forward to seeing John Wick 3. Hopefully, it's be too good to be true. This would be a perfect trilogy, basically. But there's always one in every franchise. There's always bound one that's gonna mess something up, though. I just hope they just don't do it with the Chapter 3, which is gonna be released in the summer in 2019. I just hope they just don't do that. I just really hope. I got my fingers crossed right here. Hopefully, Chapter 3 does not suck. Please. Oh, it's gonna mess up a great trilogy like this. Oh man, I don't know what more I can say. I'm just so. This is why it's my favorite film, because the way I'm talking right now is I'm so excited because I want to see more. He's definitely the most badass I've seen since Carl Urban is Dread. Man, he's just so many from the Hall of Mirrors in that one place, the museum, and when in Rome, when he's getting all of his gear, he's gearing up, and everyone else Mr. Happy Hunting, Mr. Wick. It's like everybody knows John Wick because he's the boogeyman. So, yeah, I didn't get more, but I reviewed the first film, but I still have not yet reviewed this film. I'm definitely gonna review this sometime later. So hopefully sometime sooner or later, you'll get a review of this because I just got so excited, So, John Wick 2, Chapter 2, definitely is my favorite film this year. It came out all the way during the Valentine's Day weekend in February. And I just, no other film just never got me so excited. More, smiling, just sit back in when I saw the scene in the theater, just with my popcorn and all that, and just, oh man, it was such a real treat to see. I just hope they just don't mess up with the third film. I just really don't. I got my fingers crossed they don't. Because it's going to mess up a great trilogy, because Keanu Reeves is such a badass, and just so many freaking, about 100 headshots of killing hundreds of mercenaries, all headshots basically, So, man, I got so excited because And the film made more money than the first film, more than doubled it, deserved it. So yeah. That's my favorite. That's definitely my most favorite film of this year. So excited. So yeah, number 10, Kingsman, the Golden Circle. Just to recap. Number 9, Kidnap. Number 8, Baby Driver. Number 7, The Hitman's Bodyguard. Number 6, Thor Ragnarok. 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 4, Kong Skull Island. 3, Get Out. Number 2, Blade Runner 2049. And number 1, John Wick Chapter 2. So that's my favorites, top 10 favorites of 2017. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more movie reviews coming now for the start of the new year of 2018. Later.